All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a truly legendary figure, Luang Pho Kuay. Now, he was a revered monk from Sankhaburi, Thailand. But here's the amazing part. Decades after he passed away, his story isn't just surviving, it's actually getting bigger and stronger, pulling in thousands of followers with these incredible tales of miracles and protection.
So, picture this scene. It's a modern temple, and you see people leaving offerings of energy drinks and lottery tickets for a monk resting in a glass coffin. It's a pretty wild image, right? To really understand why this is happening, why these specific things are being offered, we need to go back in time and uncover the story of the man himself.
Okay, to get a handle on the immense spiritual power that people believe Luang Pho Kuay had, we have to start right at the beginning. Because from his very first days, it was pretty clear to everyone around him that this was no ordinary kid. This was the birth of someone destined for something much, much bigger.
So he was born way back on November 2nd, 1905, and from a super young age, he was just a natural at learning. His very first teacher, Luang Pho Kuay, saw it right away. He actually predicted that this boy had the makings of a Mahaburut, a great man who would one day become a true spiritual leader. And sure about by the time he was 20, he was ordained and took the monastic name Chutintharo.
Now, this is a really interesting little story that kind of tells you everything about his path. See, the reason he vowed to be a monk for life is so personal. As a young man, he had someone he cared for deeply. The story goes that one night he climbed up to her house to see her, but he found her fast asleep, hair all messy, mouth open. And in that one single moment, he didn't see the person he loved, he saw the temporary nature of physical beauty. He realized his true calling was something far beyond all that.
But you know, a master of this level isn't just born, right? He was forged through years of relentless study. Luang Pho Kuay's quest to master the secret arts, what they call Wicha, is a legend all on its own. He literally went out and sought the most powerful teachers of his entire generation.
And just look at this lineup, it's like a spiritual dream team. He learned the Jintamani mantra, a spell for charm and kindness from Luang Por Sri. From the absolute legend, Luang Por Derm, he mastered making powerful meadmore, or spiritual knives. He learned sacred tattoos for invisibility from Luang Pu Tao, and he even studied traditional medicine with a lay master. The man was basically a walking library of sacred knowledge.
So, armed with all this incredible spiritual and practical wisdom, he finally came back home. But he didn't just return to preach from a pulpit. No, he came back to build a spiritual home for his community. And I mean that quite literally, from the ground up.
And this right here just shows you the kind of impact he had. It's a total night and day difference. He took what was basically a deserted, overgrown ruin in the woods called Wat Khit and single-handedly transformed it into Wat Khositaram, the thriving center of faith that it is today.
He didn't just rebuild the temple. He literally infused the place with spiritual energy. He dug a sacred pond, and people still use its water and soil for blessings. He paid homage to the temple's main Buddha statue, and one of the wildest stories is how he created a mystical guardian named Nai Dok out of an old puppet head just to watch over the temple grounds.
And this is maybe his most famous, most powerful declaration. My disciples will not die a violent death. For the people who follow him, this isn't just a nice phrase, it's a sacred guarantee. It's like a spiritual shield against tragedy, and that promise is a huge reason why people have been drawn to him for generations.
Now, that promise of protection built a legacy that would easily outlive him, because when Luang Pho Kuay passed away, his influence didn't stop. Actually, it entered a whole new, even more miraculous phase that really cemented his status as this immortal legend.
The stories of his supernatural abilities are just countless, starting with what's called his sacred speech. Basically, people claimed that whatever he said happened. A simple blessing for a farmer whose crops were failing, a warning to some local troublemaker, his words were believed to have the power to literally shape reality. Then there was his ability to become invisible. The stories say he used this power not to show off, but to quietly observe his students, to test their character, or sometimes just to avoid a fight. He believed true power was something you used subtly.
And this is just mind-blowing. He was said to have profound clairvoyance. I mean, imagine traveling for days on foot to see him, and when you finally arrive, he already knows your name, where you're from, and the exact problem that's weighing on your mind, all before you've said a single word.
So after this incredible life of service, Luang Pho Kuay passed away peacefully on April 12, 1979. And you'd think, okay, that's the end of the story, right? Nope, not even close. This is where his greatest miracle really begins. Because his body, well, it never decayed. To this very day, it remains in an incorruptible state, preserved in a glass coffin right there at the temple. For his followers, this is the ultimate sign of his purity and his immense spiritual power. It's physical proof of his sainthood that people can see with their own eyes.
And this brings us right back full circle to that first question we asked. All those seemingly strange offerings make perfect sense now. The lipo energy drinks, he used to drink them for energy when he's working nonstop to build the temple. People look for lucky lottery numbers on the bottle caps for a blessing of good fortune. The noodles were one of his favorite foods, and crawling under his coffin is a powerful ritual for cleansing bad luck. It's all part of a living, breathing tradition.
We'll end with his most cherished blessing, a wish that really just perfectly captures his deep compassion. May all of you never starve, never want, never struggle, never be poor, never be beneath others, and never be poorer than others. It's that powerful, heartfelt wish for everyone's well-being that continues to echo today, keeping the incredible legend of Luang Pho Kuay eternally alive.